Welcome to the Auburn Postgame Show, brought to you by Medical Properties Trust. My name is Wes Sinor, joined by Jordyn Peters, former Auburn defensive back. We're just going to break this game down a little bit and then kind of move into some of the Iron Bowl discussion that everybody probably wants to talk about. So Auburn came away with a 41-17 victory tonight. Was looking a little questionable there in the first half, tied at 17, but Auburn really kind of pulled away in the second half. Jordyn, what did you just kind of your initial thoughts on today's game?
Well, initially, I don't know if a lot of people know, but Western Kentucky, they always have a pretty solid football program. Last year, they led the nation in passing yards, I believe. So, like, they've always been known for an offensive program. So, it wasn't really like a regular just stat game that we had. It was actually a good team that came in here. We had to play, and we held our own. In the first with teams like this in the first half, you usually get their best. So we held our own 17-17. We started a whole new game, came out that second half, and we showed who the more dominant team was. So I am happy with our performance. It was some things that we can do better here or there, but Coach Caddy has those boys playing. So.
Speaking of Cadillac, former running back, obviously at Auburn, interim head coach right now. This is his second win of the season. I know that Cadillac likes to stick to the run. You're looking at the numbers tonight. Auburn rushed the ball 42 times and threw the ball 20 times. So both Tank Bigsby and Jarquez Hunter were able to get over 100 yards rushing. What did you think about Auburn's offensive game plan tonight?
That just goes back to like what I had said last week. We're just trying to get back to that hard-nosed Auburn football. Like, we don't care what y'all put out there. We're going to run that ball. You know, we got running backs out there that are going to go out there and get those hard fought 4 yards. One of the commentators kept saying, like, Jarquez is just running angry, and that's how Tank runs. Tank's just running angry. And I feel like Cadillac is bringing them out there like, you two, y'all are the two. Y'all get out there and y'all show the world that nobody can mess with you two. And so, like, if you really watch how we play, that's really how the team's playing. It's like it's us against the world. You feel me? Like, we're out there and we're going to show everybody, like, while we're dressing up in this Auburn jersey week in and week out, regardless of what the media is saying, while we're still coming out here and fighting. And they're showing that on the field.
I wanted to ask you specifically about Cadillac and just what you think of the energy that he's kind of put back into this program after obviously a really tough season. What are you hearing about Cadillac and his coaching style? I know you obviously have still some former teammates down at Auburn playing under him now, but what do you think about Cadillac and just how things are going right now?
I think it's going amazing, really, because a lot of the players, and me included, I view Cadillac as more of a player's coach, and I feel like more players want to play for him. It doesn't matter what X's and O's you put up there, you're going to get somebody flying 1,000 miles per hour and just wanting to get the goal done so you can celebrate with your coach. And that's sort of a weird thing to say, because a lot of times it's just like you celebrate, your coach celebrates, and then you celebrate. But with this, it's more of like a team. Like, I don't know if you watch the game, but like Cadillac, he's celebrating regardless if we scoring with and we're up 20 points or we're down 20 points. He's celebrating the same way. Like, he just likes to see those guys succeed. So when you see a coach doing that, it's just different. So having a player coach in there, it is way more than X's and O's at this, because a lot of the kids are coming in. We know X's and O's. Football is a lifestyle nowadays. So it's not just so much you got to come to college to learn. Like, a lot of kids, we're learning as we come in. So now it's more of the motivation. Who wants to learn more? Like, it's not about getting there and then thinking you know everything. It's about getting that I don't know, that extra mojo about it.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. So as I mentioned earlier, obviously Auburn's next game is the Iron Bowl in Tuscaloosa. At 5-6, Auburn will need to win this game to become bowl eligible. I know that's a tall order. Alabama, however, has been vulnerable this season. They've lost 2 games. They fell on the road to Tennessee and to LSU, both really close games. Today, they were able to take care of Austin Peay pretty easily. So just how do you see this game playing out? Do you think Auburn can compete? Like, obviously Auburn has more to play for than Alabama, because Alabama, it seems, is out of the playoff hunt. I think earlier in the day when I was watching the Alabama game, they said that some computer said they had like a 15% chance to make the playoffs if like craziness happens above them in the rankings. But It seems like Auburn probably has more to play for because they want to play that postseason game. Alabama knows they're going to play probably in a bowl game, and if they lose this game, it'll just be a worse bowl game. So, how do you kind of see this game playing out?
That's how I view it like that. Also, I feel like we always view every game as more important than Alabama does. That might be biased of me to say, but hey, I'm saying it. I definitely feel like that's what Cadillac has also, Coach Caddy has also been selling with, just how we've been finishing these last two games. Like, okay, that's why he was so happy. He's like, okay, we can do what I'm trying to accomplish with these boys, which would be become bowl eligible. And Alabama is just another team on that schedule that we got to go play for. Like, yes, it's Alabama, yes, it's the Iron Bowl, but we have more to fight for. It's more pride. It's more just showing that we belong, showing that the coach belongs. I feel like everything's just lining up in the stars just to let us just finish the season off feeling good, that Auburn football feeling, and see what happens after that. Just finish the season off strong.
Now, obviously, as a former player, I kind of want to get your take on what the Iron Bowl means. You are also grew up in Alabama, so you've kind of been around that rivalry your whole life. Just tell me what this game means from a player's perspective.
So like I'll just take it all the way back from like just growing up and watching the Iron Bowl. So like I grew up in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. So like that's a lot of Alabama fans. Me and my family, we were like sort of kind of outcasts because it was only a couple of Auburn fans in the town. But I always grew up loving Auburn though, and like that was just like a ritual. The Iron Bowl every year around Thanksgiving, like you watch the Iron Bowl. It's like the Super Bowl. It's out like I didn't really know what date was the Super Bowl, but I know what date the Iron Bowl is. So it's just that type of thing growing up. And so like for me to play in my first Iron Bowl and like my first Iron Bowl I won. We won our first Iron Bowl in 2018. That was the year we beat Georgia also.
In 2017.
2017, but yeah. Ooh, I'm getting old.
Yeah, you're good.
2017 though, coming in. We beat them and that was the game like you still see it to this day on Twitter and stuff, the swag surf, the whole stadium going inside to side. And what a lot of people don't know, that game Kerryon Johnson got hurt. He's from Huntsville too. So, me and Kerryon, we knew each other coming up from the same area. And he got hurt that game, and like literally the whole stadium just starts chanting, Kerryon. And I'm talking like we've never heard, like we're on the sideline looking like, oh yeah, like oh yeah, like Kerryon. Like we've never, like that's probably like my favorite Iron Bowl memory too. Just doing like that whole just series of events, and like not saying Kerryon getting hurt was my favorite memory, but just the experience of that being an Auburn family. Like I'm a freshman coming in, and like Kerryon's where I'm from, so I'm like, oh wow, they love him like that. Oh wow, they love everybody.
And obviously, there's a lot of in-state players on Auburn's roster, a lot of in-state players on Alabama's roster. It obviously means a lot to you guys. It's obviously one of the biggest rivalries in college football. So we're all looking forward to that one. It's going to be at 2:30 next Saturday on CBS. Jordyn, just any final thoughts putting this game to bed tonight and then flipping the page to next week?
No, we fought hard. I feel like we're still improving. Robbie looked good tonight. I didn't mention that. Robbie's starting to look more comfortable. So yeah, I like that. We did good tonight. Let's move on. Let's get ready for Bama. Game that matters.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us on the Auburn Postgame Show, brought to you by Medical Properties Trust. We should be hearing from Cadillac Williams in his press conference here pretty soon, if it's not already happening right now, but right here on the Auburn YouTube and Auburn Facebook page where you're watching this show. So, Jordyn, thanks again for talking with us tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Medical Properties Trust, at the very heart of healthcare.